Hello, guys, and welcome to the final week of CVL, Game 2 between the Pockys and the Puffs. Starting off on the defense, we've got Team Puff going with Geo, Kunai, Puff, Orums, and Jams. And on the attacking side, we've got the Pockys with Flare, Tenor, Cryptic, Nikian, and Minecrafter. So looking at the lineups, it looks like Team Puff today will decide to not go with a duelist going into this match against the Pockys, whereas the Pockys decided to go with a one duelist setup, Cryptic going with Arena. Which is something that we've seen him play quite often, but what we have not seen before is Tenor on the Sova. Now, Tenor on Sova is definitely something new. Tenor haven't been known for his Sova plays, and personally, I have never seen him play the Sova, and so I wonder how this is gonna go. Now, earlier we didn't have a match starting already, but unfortunately we had to have a remake, and so these two teams have faced up against each other for a little bit with this lineup early on, and even though it was a remake, the Puffs were winning. And so it looks like Puff's defense is a little bit more convincing than Pocky's offense. But now that both teams know a little bit about each other on this map with these specific agents, let's see if things will change. But it looks like starting off, Team Pocky is just going with a quick push with Cryptic on the flank. And this is something that is signature of Team Pocky here, where they go for a 4-1 split with Cryptic doing his own thing. And it seems to be working. Now, Jams is going to push through, will get caught out. And so Cryptic will open up mid for Team Pocky, and just like that, Team Pocky is going to rotate all the way towards C, which forces Geo to run back. It looks like he does want to take a little bit more time to clear out Garage, but look at Kunai right here. Kunai pushes out, and Kunai will have the flank RD, will catch Minecrafter from the back, but Geo on the other side will get picked off by Cryptic, and so Cryptic will open up the site for Team Pocky. Orms is going to push through, but Nikian trades it out, and so right now it's down to a 3v2. Pocky does have the lead. Kunai is on the flank, but he has been spotted out. Orms does pick off Nick on site though, and so now we're in an awkward situation where Team Pocky is actually stuck right outside C in C long, but on the other side, Puff will not be able to defuse either. Tenor with a very nice shock dart there on Orums, and this shock dart will land as well, and Tenor will finish it off. So a very masterfully played by Tenor there with the Sova shock dart. But yeah, as I was saying, even though Team Pocky lost control of site rather, the Puffs couldn't really do much with Sova and Killjoy being so oppressive in the post-plant setup. And so it was really good to see the two Team Pocky players remaining to stick together and have a buddy system going. And this is something that I've always mentioned against team like Puffs, where they have superstars, is that, you know, as good as a player is, they will not be able to take a 2v1 fight, at least consistently. And so it's good that they went together so that they can trade each other out, and as you can see over there, it worked out really well. So starting off, Kunai got picked off for his aggression, but Cryptic just going with the Phantom, opening up on Orms as well, and opening up this site for his team. Oh my gosh, Cryptic through the smoke will be able to get Jams as well, which will push through the smoke, breaks it up. We'll see a Puff and Cryptic just taking things into his own hands, does not give a single care in the world about where his enemy is, and he's just taking all these duels so cleanly, being able to just clean Team Puff that easily. Now, Team Puff, as we all know, is the best team in the league right now, but recently they have been slumping, you know, losing 2 out of their last 4 games. That's something that we don't normally see from Puffs, and if they were to lose today, then that means they are going to lose 3 out of their 5 games. And going into the playoffs, the Pop-Tarts look like the hottest team. Team Puff has been slumping, to be honest, and you know, with teammates, with team players like Geo and Kunai, we don't expect to see them lose, but it seems like other teams are slowly figuring out what they can do. Now, Kunai will peek through. Flare knows exactly where Kunai is, and with this swarm grenade, it looks like it won't pick off anything. And Kunai will still hold his position, but he will get scouted out though, so he's in a very difficult position right now. And with the shock dart, it will tag him really low. Very well played there by Pockys to just have the patience not to peek that. But now Cryptic is leading charge, will get picked off though. Kunai with 3! And you would think that, you know, members of Team Pocky will tell them where he is, but it looks like there was a miscommunication there, and for Kunai to line up 3 kills there, that was really clean from them. Tenor is going to peek through, will see one, sees the second one, but will not be able to pick off Orms. Now let's see what Flare can do. The answer is nothing as Geo finishes him up, so Team Puff will get the 3rd round and will win the first buy round. Since Team Pocky was on their force right there, most of their players will still be able to buy. Sorry, not force, they were on their bonus round. Most of their players will still be able to buy, so Puff and Flare from either teams will not be able to get the full buy here, but the rest of the team will. And so let's see what Team Pocky decides to do. Now, I don't know if I like the A push too much, just because they have a controller and they have a sentinel there. I feel like mid is definitely their weakest, you know, with Jams. I'd say being the weak link of this Team Puff, plus with there only being one player there, I think B site is definitely the easiest to control. And just like that, Minecrafter is able to open the site up. Now Orms will be smoked off, walled off as well. They are going to break the wall, but Minecrafter knows exactly where they're coming from. So now Team Puff is going for a pincer right here. Puff will be able to open it up on Flare, and that's a killjoy, so that's a huge pick right off the bat. But this is still a very hard retake. Geo will be able to get 2 out of nowhere though. Nick will trade it out and Kunai sees him, but Kunai will be able to finish it off. Tenor and Nick just letting him walk for free on site, and Puff providing enough of a distraction on Tenor for Kunai to finish him off. So Puffs with 2 great comeback rounds to bring this back into an even scoreline right now. Let's see what else they can do here. Team Pocky, unfortunately, here will have to go for the save, and it looks like they are just going to be full saving here. No forcing, and especially in games like this, that is this monumental, they definitely do want to try to win as many rounds as possible and not take too many risks. Of course, for Puffs, this game is merely a formality, as they have secured first place already. They are playing spoilers though. Puff with a great opening there on Cryptic. We'll see Nick as well, but he will get tagged through the smoke. Now for Team Pocky, this is a must win for them, as if they were to lose this, then they are forced to go for a tiebreaker game against the Pop-Tarts, assuming that they win their game today. But if the Pockys were to win this, then they will secure themselves 2nd place already. Okay, now Orms will take one down, but Minecrafter manages to get one on his own. Geo will not let him get any more, as Geo will just push through and kill Minecrafter off himself. And so now Team Puff will get the first lead in this game for their team. Now, looking at it, Team Pocky will be able to go for a full buy here. So this is a must-win round for them, because Team Pocky, or Team Puff's economy rather, is slowly starting to creep up, and if this continues, then their economy will become uncontrollable. So let's see what Team Pocky can do here. Now, it has to be said that with a 3 or a 2 sentinel setup, or 3 sentinel setup from Team Puff rather, they are going to have a tougher time on attack. And so Team Puff is basically putting all their eggs on the defense basket. And so if you're Team Pocky, if you can just string maybe around 5 rounds in this half, then they will look good going into the next half. Oh, Kunai will get Nick through the smoke. A very lucky kill from him. And let's see if Kunai wants to spray for more. The answer is no. But what does Team Pocky want to do here? It looks like Puff and Geo is ready for this push right here, for this rotation. And so now Cryptic will see Puff, will blind it, and does Puff want to challenge this? Oh, Cryptic knows exactly where Puff is, will still be able to get Puff, but now will they expect Geo? Geo will peek through, will get 2! But will he get any more? He hears that there's at least 1 more in long, and he knows that Cryptic is going to be in Garage, but Cryptic is wreaking havoc in Garage though, and Kunai will be able to finish him off. So Geo with an amazing hold all on his own, and you know, despite Team Pocky doing really well in the pistol round, it seems like now they're giving Geo the 1v1 fights again, and that's something that cannot happen. Of course, they didn't know where Geo was, but after losing the first person, there was no reason why they should have lost the other 2. But on the other side, we have to give all the credit to Geo there for the amazing play, being able to hold C on his own. And even though Puff did fall in the end, the fact that he still manages to give the info to Geo as to where Cryptic is definitely huge there. Alright, so Nick this time around will push through. Oh, will just barely miss the timing, but it looks like Puff is the one that's going to get the timing on him. No! It looks like Nick will be tagged low by the judge, but will be able to get that one on Puff. So now suddenly the smoke player is gone, and with that, Team Pocky will have the C site open. They're going to be blinding here. It looks like no one's going to push through. Oh, Jams might get the timing. It looks like he won't. He will push through, but Cryptic will punish him. Gets punished by Geo though. Geo a great trade there. And Geo will get 2. Kunai gets 1 more. Geo will be taken down by Flare, but Orms will trade it out. So now it's all just down to Minecrafter, and they know exactly where Minecrafter is. Minecrafter will not be able to get anything, and so now Orms with that defuse will secure Team Puff their 5th round of the match. And yeah, I am very impressed with what Team Puff has been able to do after giving up the first 2 rounds. I think they just look like the better team today, and Cryptic, even though he's been doing well, the rest of his team has not really given him the backup that's needed, you know. If you're going to go up and do well against Team Puff, you have to have your whole team performing, and I think Team Pop-Tarts is giving us a good blueprint as to how you can beat Team Puff, but it looks like the other teams have not really been studying, as they've just been, you know, letting Team Puff run wild. Jams will peek through, will not be able to get Cryptic, so Cryptic will pick him off. So once again, B site is open, but Team Puff is on the ready. Geo is going to be holding Garage here. Let's see if he's going to find anything. Now, Tenor will scout it out and will spot Orms here, but will not be ready for Puff, as Puff takes Flare's head down. Will get Nick as well. So 2 quick kills there from Puff, bringing the man advantage back towards Team Puff, but Cryptic is already here on the C site, and with the rest of the team looking to push Garage. It looks like Team Pocky is just going to go for the rotate. Oh, Cryptic jumps past the tripwire, and that's huge because there's no way Puff expects this. Puff will get shot down. Kunai will pick off 2 though, and Geo gets Cryptic there. And so despite, you know, that tripwire giving false information for Team Puff, it looks like Puff, the team will still be able to clutch that out in the end. So very well played, but Puff to be able to get that 2 picks off of mid, make it 3 actually near the end, that was the reason why they won that round. And it seems like B is deceptively hard to take, as Team Puff knows exactly what they want to do if B push were to come. And so far, once again, Jams has not had the best games so far. Puff manages to get that one as well on Cryptic. But yeah, even without Jams, Team Puff is still able to make quick work of this Team Pocky. Nick will be able to pick off Geo though, and that's a huge pick right there. But Puff is still on this site. Nick is going to blind back up site. Won't expect Puff there, and Puff sees Minecraft. They're pushing up. Puff with 4 kills on Team Pocky with the op. That's an amazing play from him, showing us that you know, he's able to, this team is more than just Geo and Kunai. Even though they are leading the charge, Puff is definitely able to step it up, and you know, Orms and Jams providing support for this team. It seems like it's been going really well right now, and Team Pocky has no answers for them. Team Puff, it looks like they are back on form, and the loss from Team Pop-Tarts did not phase them. But the real question remains, how are they going to do on the attacking side? Because their team is all geared up towards the defensive side, and so we do expect to see them do well on defense, but will they be able to have the same success on attack? Only time will tell. So now Jams will once again go on the aggressive, and I really don't like this play from Jams to peek mid all the time, and it seems like Team Pocky already reads this really well, as they just pick him off first before deciding where to go. Now they are going to push through. Geo will spot one, shoots through, will tag Cryptic to really low, but will not get much else. And now Geo will peek. Will he get anything here? He's going to be tagged really low, but looks like Team Pocky will not be able to finish him off. He's going to go for the re-peek, spots Flare, shoots through, but will not get anything. Cryptic sees him as well, so now Geo's just going to be backing off, but Orms will want to get in the action as he gets 2 kills there. And so now it's all just down to Minecrafter and Flare. Flare gets picked off, and so does Minecrafter. So Kunai, Team Puff will not let you just sit back and strategize mid-round, because if you do that, they are going to push you, and you are going to pay for giving them time to rotate. So very well played there. Kunai has been taking up the Cryptic role and going for the flank here, despite, you know, playing a controller, someone that we normally expect to see on the defensive and sitting back. Instead, Kunai taking things into his own hands and pushing through, getting a lot of information for his team. Now Tenor is going to push through A along with the rest of his team. Kunai is going to take an aggressive posture here on short, though. Will just barely miss the timing, but Flare is not going to expect this at all. Cryptic manages to get Geo though, so that's a good start for them. Now Flare does see Kunai, but will get picked off anyways. Now the question is, what can they do? It is 4v4 right now. Kunai is just going to drop his ult, and Cryptic will see Jams, so Jams will get picked off. And with Flare being rezzed, now Team Pocky will have a good man advantage going into the rest of the round. Looks like Puff is just going to be rotating over, but Nikian already behind the enemy lines, being able to pick off Kunai, even though he's traded off by Orms in the end. Cryptic is going to push through. We'll see Puff. Oh no, this whiff. Okay, Cryptic will be able to control it in the end, picking Puff off. And so now it's all just down to Orms. Let's see what Orms can do. This is a 1v4. So the question is, does he still want to go for this, or is he just going to go for the save? Cryptic will pick him off there with a 4K and will be able to recover the op for his team. So that's actually huge. Of course, Puff will still have the op and will still be able to buy the op here, but with an op in Team Pocky's hands, I don't think he can be as effective. Let's see what they want to do here. Yeah, it looks like Puff is going to stick with the op. It has been working for him, and so I do like to see him buy the op here, especially since this is the last round. The question is, with Cryptic now on the op, how much can he get done? It looks like Cryptic is going to go towards the C sites. He is just going to be met with the camera here. So the camera is going to spot him, but luckily Puff is not ready there in position to pick him off, so Cryptic will still be okay. Now Nick is looking to push the A site. The question is, do they want to commit to this? Kunai does still have a good position here, but soon he is going to be scouted out, so they know that Kunai is not going to be holding this angle. But I don't know if they cleared this. I think they might think that Orms might still be in the area. Now once again, Team Pocky is playing this really slow, and this is not something that we see from them too much. I think Team Pocky is definitely feeling the pressure here, but this patience might be paying off for them, as the rest of Team Puff is just going to be rotating. Cryptic is going to pick off Jams once again, and Minecrafter is going to be holding this position. So now suddenly the left side of the map is opened up for Team Pocky right here. And Cryptic is just going to be pushing through. See if he can get anything here. He is scouting. And I think Team Puff will have a rough idea as to where Team Pocky might be. But now Cryptic, with that tripwire, will be able to clear out a site on his own for his team, but getting picked in mid is definitely not what you want. So now in a 3v4, let's see if Team Puff can retake this. Cryptic, though, with the flank is also giving a lot of space for his team, as Team Puff is definitely feeling scared. Now Puff will pop his ult, will not get anything though. Let's see what they can do here. Puff is going to push through. They're going to see that site is clear, but Team Pocky is all just going to be holding main. Now Minecrafter will be able to pick off Orums, and Nick picks off Puff. Geo trades it out, but Minecrafter will pick that one off. So now it's all just down to Kunai, and Kunai will whiff that. So Team Pocky will be able to secure 2 rounds in a row in the end and bring their total to 4. Now, while this is less than ideal, this is definitely still very doable for them, and we hope to see them bring this one back on the defensive side. Of course, Team Pocky is usually better on the attack, but considering the lineup that Team Puff is going with, I think they are definitely okay. But now the question is, what can Team Puff do with no duelist here? This is something that we have never seen from them. And I think this is not something that they normally run. Especially not having Geo or Kunai on that Jet or Phoenix is definitely a surprising one. But of course, Haven is the one map where you usually don't see too many duelists being played over here, so this is definitely still more than doable for them. And with the round lead, I think they have some cushion to play with. Let's see here. Nick is going to be holding the short position in garage. Question is, will they check this? Geo will check back off door, but will not find anything, so Puff will push through first. Geo is going to push. Oh, but Nick with the whiff there, and Geo will escape with his life. But now this is still not going to be easy, as Cryptic gets tagged really low. Minecrafter will get one on Jams before getting traded out by Geo. So now let's see what Cryptic can do here. Cryptic's just going to be backing off, and now Team Pocky will be on the retake. Kunai is on the flank here, so question is, are they going to be ready for this? Oh no, Tenor and Cryptic gets picked off, and Flare will get picked off by Geo as well. So a fantastic pistol round to open up for Team Puff here. Now Team Pocky needed that pistol round, and for them to lose it, that's monumental, because now suddenly Team Puff is looking good to reach double digit. And with a with the double digit secured and a 6-round lead, that's going to be a very, very tough comeback for Team Pocky. Let's see what Team Pocky can do here. I think not having Para, who has been on fire recently, and not having Emmy definitely hurts Team Pocky. Especially, even though Nikian has looked good yesterday, he was on the race. He didn't have to play the smokes, and so now, because he is playing the smokes and Tenor is not going to go on that Omen, it's definitely looking better for Team Pocky, or Team Puff right here. I think Team Pocky does have some coordination issue. Flare got a good opening there on Geo, but unfortunately he's not able to convert. Minecrafter will be able to get one, but Cryptic gets picked off pretty early. So once again, Team Puff is just super fast, super relentless on their attacking half, and it seems like having no duelist does not deter them whatsoever. Now with this wall, it's going to be very, very tough for Team Pocky to retake this. It looks like they are still willing to try, considering that they forced here. I want to see them just back off and save, but it looks like they're not interested, and Orums is just going to finish it off. Team Puff with their 10th round, and they still have lots of guns going into this half, and Team Pocky will not even have buy here. They have to save because they forced last round, and so now it's just looking very grim. Puff is able to buy the op with a full shield, and Team Pocky will have to have a miracle here if they want to win this round. It looks like Tenor and Minecrafter wants to force as well, and so if Team Pocky forces here and they lose this round, it's pretty much over. But Cryptic in this corner might pay off though, as he hears couple of people, well, more than couple of people on this C site. Cryptic will be able to pick off one, dismisses away, will not get any more though as Puff finishes him off. But Nick will be able to get Geo as well, so Geo and Kunai are taken down. This is looking possible for Team Pocky right here, and Tenor will be able to get 2, gets 3 with the thrifty round, and so suddenly things change, especially since Nick is able to recover the op. So I think Team Puff there was not very diligent with clearing the corners and clearing sight properly, as Cryptic manages to get that one, which he shouldn't get. Even though he only got 1 kill, he did tag a couple of members low, and so it made Team Puff really weak. And so at that point, the weaponry does not matter, because when you're not at full health, any type of bullet will just one-shot you. And so that's a very risky but worth play there from Team Pocky, and it looks like their risk paid off. Let's see what they can do here. Flare is going to be holding site on his own. He hears that it's going to be an A push, and it looks like Team Puff is committing to this. They're not backing off. He sees at least 2 going into from the short position. Geo is going to push through, will get 2, but Minecrafter will stop him. Now Minecrafter sees a couple there, will get yet another one, and Tenor will finish Kunai off. So suddenly out of nowhere, it looked good for Team Puff for a second, but Nick will be able to get that one, and Minecrafter once again with a less than ideal buy will be able to finish that off. And so now Team Pocky, initially they looked like they didn't have any money there, but now suddenly out of nowhere, being able to recover all these guns will not only force Team Puff to go on the save, but they will also get the weaponry, and they can start saving up money as well for their team. So this might be the comeback that we want to see from Team Pocky. A very impressive performance by them, but now Team Puff just can't panic. They do still have a 4-round lead, which is huge, and Team Puff will, or Team Pocky rather, will still have to do a lot of work before coming back into this. And so now I do like that Puff is just going for the half buy here instead of forcing like what Team Pocky did, because the last thing they want to do is take unnecessary risk and get picked off. Now Kunai will spot out Flare. Flare's just going to be backing off, but Kunai will be able to get the pick, or Geo rather, will be able to get the pick on Nick, but Cryptic returns it with 2 there of his own. And so now just like that, Garage and Seaside is open. Let's see what the rest of Team Puff wants to do here. Now they are all on the flank, or not on the flank rather, but they already do have control of grass and C, but oh my gosh, Kunai should have not won that. And now suddenly Tenor is the last line of defense here on Garage. Now they just have to try to get the site open, or a Garage, and to get the site, this plant on the site, but it looks like Tenor is going to stop them and will not let the spike get to C. So now it's all just down to Kunai. Kunai does have the op here, but question is, what can he do? He's going to go back. He's just going to throw the op away, which is a smart thing to do. But now with no weapon, he's pretty much guaranteed to lose this round. And yeah, with time running out, I think he's just going to try to recover some gun. But it looks like Tenor's not even going to let him do that. And so Tenor will shortly see that the op is no longer there. But regardless, that's a very good 3 rounds there for Team Pocky, and they can recover the op if they choose to. But Team Pocky is usually not a team that's known to play the op, and so they're not going to opt for the op again this round, and just going to stick with 5 rifles instead. Whereas on the other side, because Jam's forced last round, he won't be able to get the buy here, and if Team Pocky can win this, suddenly the comeback is looking doable. And you know, I gave Team Puff a lot of credit early on, but it seemed like this no duelist comp is not working out too well, at least at the start of this half. Let's see if they can bring things back now that they have a buy. Now Flare is just going to be holding very far back on site, and Geo is going to be pushing through. Oh, Geo already has control of Hell here, and that's huge. I don't think they're going to be expecting that at all. Now, it looks like Team Pocky wants to play the retake here, but with the speed at which Team Puff is pushing, I don't blame them. Now, Flare, I think, will hear that there's at least one in Hell. I'm not sure if they're going to relay that message, though. Flare is looking for it. We'll see one on Jams. Will he be able to get that one? And the answer is no, as Jams finish him off. And so now Team Pocky will have a tough time retaking this, especially with the Viper ult. Question is, do they even want to go for this? It looks like Cryptic does. Cryptic will jump down, will get one, but will not get much else as Jams and Kunai take two of his own. Now it's all just down to Minecrafter and Tenor, who's both going in from heaven. And now with Cypher's ult there, I think they're just going to have to save. Tenor is just going to push through this, will not get anything, and Kunai will just push Minecrafter and pick him off as well. So Team Puff will be able to secure the 11th there, a very, very important win for them. Now, they just have 2 more rounds to go, but I know that Team Pocky is not the team that's willing to give it up so easily. They will still be able to full buy. Nick will have to settle with the half shield, but I think their buy is still looking good for them. Flare will just go on a full save here. So I think they're going on a half buy here, despite Cryptic, Tenor, and Minecrafter having their full equipment. But on the other side, Team Puff's economy is looking to stabilize again. Now Cryptic will hear that this is going to be a C push. He's going to peek through, will be able to pick off Puff that quickly. And so suddenly the smoke player is gone for Team Puff. And that's huge because now holding site is going to be that much tougher for them. Nick is going to push through the smoke. Oh, this is going to be very risky. Kunai manages to pick off Flare at least. So that's a good start for Team Puff. And now soon Kunai is going to see that the A site is open. He's just going to call his teammate on the rotate. Oh no, but Kunai is going to get the positioning here, and they are going to go. He is going to go on the flank. Oh my gosh, but what is that miss? Not dealing a single point of damage there. A very, very surprising miss from Kunai. Not something that we expect from someone of his caliber, but yeah, Team Pocky was handed a lifeline there. Of course, Geo will line up 3. Geo just doing Geo things. But now Orms will get picked off. So now this is still a very interesting position. I don't think Cryptic is going to expect Jams here. And Jams, oh no, that's not what you want to see. And now suddenly Spike is down. It's all down to the star players between Geo and Cryptic. Now Cryptic is going to be spraying through. We'll hear Geo running. Oh my gosh. But it looks like Geo will still get blinded, and so Cryptic with a clutch kill. Geo, despite getting that 3 kills lineup there, will not be able to close out the round. So Cryptic winning a must-win round for Team Pocky to bring Team Pocky back there. A very impressive performance by him so far, getting 26 kills already. You know, showing that he's just as good as Kunai and Geo, if not better. And you know, Geo of course is still performing phenomenally, and to say that he's performing badly is just simply untrue. But Geo is usually heads and shoulders above everyone else, and in this lobby it looks like there are some other players that's performing just as well as he is. Cryptic wants to challenge this, but you don't challenge Kunai, especially with how well he's been playing so far. And so just like that, not only does Pocky lose their star player immediately, Kunai will be able to get 2 to open up this C site, and now this is going to be a very, very tough retake for Team Puff. And this is exactly what Team Puff wants. Geo will see 3 there, will get 2 to his name. Now Flare will be able to pick him off, but question is, can he get any more? And I don't think he is going to be able to. But do they want to save this? Oh my gosh, Flare is just going to get caught out with his guns out, and Kunai will just finish him off. And Team Puff will secure the 12th round here. Now, Team Pocky won't even have a buy in this round, so they have to pull off the miracle that they did earlier. They have to get this thrifty win if they want a chance of coming back here. But Team Puff is just looking very clean. They still have the economy to buy next round, even if they lose this one. And so Team Pocky have a lot of work to do. But, you know, Team Puff, while they do have the round lead, they cannot get overconfident because Team Pocky is definitely a team that knows how to come back. So let's see what they do here. Puff is going to be pushing up alone. Looks like Nick is just going to be smoking Garage out, and Minecrafter is just going to be walling mid off. Now the sounds mid will tell Team Pocky that there might be an attempt for the B push, but with Kunai picked off really early, that's a huge start from Team Pocky, the start that they need. But Orms will pick off Cryptic, and Jams picks off Nick. That's huge. And so now suddenly the A site will, or the C site rather, will be open. Of course, Tenor will be able to pick off one here, gets two. Okay, Puff should have not lost that one, but Geo gets the pick on Minecrafter, and now it's down to 1v2. The plant is there, but let's see if Geo can punish Tenor, and the answer is no, as Tenor catch him off. And so now Tenor will clutch it out for his team, and once again Team Pocky will have that thrifty win. Team Puff does not need to panic yet, but Team Pocky just looks really good on their must-win rounds. When they have to clutch it out, their players just step it up, first with Cryptic, now with Tenor. The problem is they have to do it 3 more times, and let's see if they have it in them to clutch it out 3 more times. I don't think Team Puff likes losing though, and so I think that's just going to be a one-time thing. Kunai is going to bring out the big guns, but this is a must-win round for them. The big thing though is that Puff is not going to have a bye here, and so now since they forced this one, that's going to be 2 rounds at least where Team Puff will not have a full bye. So hopefully Team Pocky is able to take advantage of this, but Minecrafter, it looks like he does have to sell with the Ares as well on the other side. So neither team will have all 5 members having full buys. It looks like they are going to give Geo the mid control. Oh no, this is not good. This is not good at all. Minecrafter is going to peek slowly and is going to get punished. So Geo will open up mid control for Team Puff. But now Cryptic is already there. Now let's see what Geo can do. Geo's going to be pushing through. I don't think he's going to be expecting Nick, but will Nick expect him either? Nick will, but Geo will get the better of him just too fast. And Geo with 3 opening up the round. Cryptic will be able to pick off Orms at least, but with Geo already having garage control, this is going to be very tough. And it's smart for Geo not to peek there. Now Geo will get pushed through, but it's not going to affect him at all. Now Geo looking to finish off with the ace, and looks like he is going to get it. So a very nice ace from Geo, and a very nice Puff to bring it back in the last game of this season. So this just further solidify Team Puff's dominance going into the playoffs. And for Team Pocky, they have to start sweating now, because if Team Pop-Tarts win their game today, then they're going to have to play the tiebreaker round. So GG's for Team Puff. Incredible win to close out the season.